And now the Jieshuo, or what Austin refers to as the Joshua screen reader, aka commentary screen reader CSR. This is where some feature of this screen reader is demonstrated.
And now we move on to our next section, which is our commentary demonstration from Karene, where she's going to show us Jieshuo shortcuts.
Hi. Shortcut gestures or right and left shortcuts are two Jieshuo functions that perform several actions. While the functions themselves are not new, the new thing is now you are able to customize the actions related to those shortcuts better. To perform shortcut gestures, you swipe either right for the right shortcut, left for the left shortcut, or down for the right shortcut, up for the left shortcut with one finger, of course. And this is based on the navigation or the gesture navigation style that you are using. If you are using the default, you will be using the right and left swipes. If you are using the default 2, you will be using the down and up swipes. And if you are using one of the alternative granularity navigation styles, you have to include the default among the navigation types and to use the default navigation type. So after you select it, you perform the right shortcut by swiping right or swiping down based on the gestures that are used for moving within the navigation type or the selected navigation type. If you are in the basic navigation, one of the basic navigation styles, you have to assign another gestures for the shortcut, right and left shortcuts, or of course you can use them from the main menu. I'll go now to Jieshuo settings.
Main menu. Jieshuo settings. Jieshuo plus.
Then operation settings.
TTS. Operation settings. Operation settings.
Then gestures default settings.
Gestures default settings managed settings. Gestures default settings.
Then shortcut gestures settings.
Remember the select use multi shortcut gestures settings. Shortcut gestures settings.
The first item that I have is
use the shortcut gestures to quickly navigate in lists checked. This option allows for convenient navigation between items while bypassing buttons or controls related to them. By default, shortcut gestures are performed through right and left swipes or down and up swipes, based on the navigation gesture style used.
So this action is related to navigation, to quick navigation. So in YouTube, for example, I have each video and then the actions related to this video. So to bypass the actions every time and to just move between the videos, I can use this. So when I'm in YouTube, like in the subscriptions, for example, I can use the shortcuts to move without going by the actions every time. This way of navigation makes navigation in some apps convenient and make it quicker. So let's see.
YouTube.
I'm now in the blind Android users YouTube channel and I'm in the list of videos. So I'll put my finger on one of them.
Blind Android users, blind Android users, options button, blindandroidusers.com and 3 more links button. Oldest. Episode 146 Samsung One UI part for the quick panel and O0 T O default.
I'm using the alternative navigation style too. So I selected the default and I'm swiping down.
Tip of the week, help me write 9 minutes, 53.
Again.
Android 14 QPR1 Beta 119.
Again.
App 146 Samsung One UI notifications and quick panel 20 minutes. Go to channel.
Now I'll swipe to the next item and I'll see.
Action menu button.
So I have the action menu after the video. While when I was using the shortcuts, I was able to move between only the videos without hearing the actions every time.
Recent.
The next option that we have is
Enable universal call control checked.
third one.
Use shortcut gestures to answer and end calls on the incoming call screen unchecked.
I'm using the 27 September version, and I can say that according to my tests, this option
Use shortcut gestures to answer and end calls on the incoming call screen unchecked.
doesn't work or doesn't have any effect. And the one that is having an effect is
Enable universal call control checked.
enable universal call control, which is already available, which is not new actually. The new one is the one that is after it, which is the one that is not having any effect currently. So if I check
Enable
the
back button.
enable universal call control, what I can do is to answer calls via the right shortcut and decline call via the left shortcut, as well as end the call if I'm in an active call via the left shortcut as well. This works whether I'm on the incoming call screen or anywhere else. Also, if I'm in the in-call screen or I'm in another application. In order for this to work, you have to give Jieshuo the phone permission. Otherwise, it will not work. And it's not working with other apps. The app that I tested is WhatsApp, and it doesn't work to answer and end WhatsApp calls. The next one is
Use shortcut gestures to move the cursor in text boxes checked.
this enables the use of the shortcuts to move the cursor in edit boxes. So if I perform the right shortcut, I'll be moving to the next character. If I use the left shortcut, I'll be moving to the previous character. So I'll show you.
Telegram. Note. Keep note text box.
I just type hi,
Capital H. I. Space hi.
and I'll use the left shortcut.
Space. I. Capital H.
The right shortcut.
I. Space. To end.
Moving to the next item.
Use shortcut gestures to adjust sliders checked.
If a slider is in focus, using the right shortcut will increase it by 5%. Using the left shortcut will decrease it by 5%. So, right shortcut increase, left shortcut decrease.
Use shortcut gestures to scroll in lists checked.
This option is to allow the shortcuts to scroll in the lists, but it may conflict with the quick navigation or the first option. So let's see in the home screen.
ACI phone. Telegram.
Using the shortcuts is just moving between the items.
Recent.
Whereas
One UI. Jieshuo Plus. Short. Use the shortcut gestures to quickly navigate in unchecked checkbox.
I unchecked the first option and I'll try now. Let's try the right shortcut,
Home screen 2 of 2.
left shortcut.
Home screen 1 of 2.
The next option is
Use shortcut gestures to click the OK cancel button in dialog boxes checked.
how this option works is by clicking the buttons that are with the button 1 and button 2 IDs. Button 1 is usually the ID of a button that is to click or that is labeled OK or yes, for example, or start. And the button 2 should be the cancel or no or stop. But it works when the IDs are like this, button 1 and button 2. So I'll show you something.
Main menu.
I'm now in the text-to-speech settings, the system TTS settings.
Capital TTS unchecked.
I'll tap here on the acapella.
Attention.
I have the dialogue and the OK and cancel. So I'll see
OK button.
the ID of the OK button, which is
Alert. Alert. Button 1. Cancel button. Attend. Cancel button. Alert. Alert. Button 2. Cancel button.
I'm using an extension to reach or to know the button IDs. Here, if I'm going to use the right shortcut, it will tap the OK button. If I use the left shortcut, it will tap the cancel button. So,
Default.
let's try to use the left shortcut.
Preferred engine.
It tapped the cancel, which is button 2, and this is how it works. Let's move to the next item.
Use shortcut gestures to click the OK cancel button. Use shortcut gestures to activate matching on-screen controls checked.
One of the actions that the shortcuts perform is to click on items based on keywords. And those keywords can be edited. There are already some predefined ones, and you can change them. So let's see.
Left shortcut keywords.
I have the left shortcut keywords.
Right shortcut keywords.
And the right shortcut keywords. So if I try the left shortcut keywords, for example.
Left shortcut keywords. Navigate up. Left short. ADD button. Default button. Decline.
I have the decline. So when it sees the decline, it will click it.
Reject.
Reject.
Hang up.
Hang up.
And call. Hang up. Previous. Navigate up. Navigate up but navigate up.
So when there is a previous, when there is navigate up, hang up and call, it will click them. And I can tap on add to add a keyword that I want. And I can put the star, like after the next, I can put a star. So if I have next track, next page, it will click them based on the presence of the next. To change those, you have to be a pro user, but there's a way to modify them using the translation strings. So you can do that from the custom translation from language settings. You should pay attention to something that, for example, if you uncheck the answering and ending of calls, but you keep the keywords checked and you don't delete the stuff related to answering and ending calls. What will happen is that using the gestures or the shortcuts will still answer calls. This is because those keywords are in the left shortcuts and right shortcuts keywords. As you were able to notice, shortcuts are capable of doing several actions, and you are able to select what you want them to do. If you find that there are conflicts between the actions, or that the shortcut is doing something that you don't want to, it's better to go to the shortcut gesture settings and uncheck the things that you don't want to be included in the shortcuts actions. I hope that this was clear. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Karene. John Boy, you use these, don't you? You said, I think, on our Telegram group, you use these shortcuts.
Yeah, I love the shortcuts because they're customizable, and you can basically any button that you want it to automatically press without you having to find that button, you can assign that to a shortcut. So I've done that, like, for example, in this meet call, because I'm joining from my phone, I have the right shortcut. I added turn microphone off as a button to find and press, and as the left shortcut, I have turn microphone on as a button to find and press. So if I swipe up on the screen, it'll open my mic. If I swipe down on the screen, it'll close my mic, no matter where the actual focus the screen reader is, it'll find that button and press it for me. So it's a quick way to do things. I love it.
That's quite cool. If I were ever to hack your phone, I would set it both to turn microphone on, and you get very confused. If there were people I didn't like, I would set both of theirs to turn the microphone off, obviously, and they could never ever unmute themselves. And
You're
they
a
would
bad
be-
kid anyway. I mean, what's new?
Well, I told you the Apple Store story, didn't I? With the
Yeah, exactly,
screen
and
curtain.
that's where the bad kid
Yeah.
comes from.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
I'm
that
not
was
saying that.
naughty.
I would set both the buttons to either one of them power off your phone, one of them restart your phone.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
That's
you have to set
extreme.
both buttons to do the same thing, because that's really
Yeah.
funny. Like, yeah, they shut the phone down all the time.
But I like the whole idea, though. I think it simplifies things because we talk about, simplicity. And if I have the ease of doing things on my phone, I'm all for it. It's just that I just couldn't see me using the confused screen reader. Karen.
I consider this in its positive form. So at least you're appreciating what we are able to achieve, and you are feeling jealous. So keep going.
Yeah, we need
Don't
to
you
hack,
love that girl?
we need to hack Warren's phone and install CSR.
I mean, I can't remember. Literally, have you ever used it?
No, I haven't.
Even when it was on the
and-
Play Store, you didn't use it.
No, on the Play Store, I didn't even realize. Well, I think it was talked about on our email group. But
It was.
frankly, but it wasn't even there by the time I was ready to try it, it was gone.
But the thing is, like, you know how easy it is to get a Gmail account, don't you? I mean, you obviously do. And you have so many phones. Why don't you just wall garden a phone? Don't put anything on it. Set it up from new. Create an email address, which is warrencanbeasillychuckles@gmail.com, and put Jieshuo on it. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you at least see what you think of the app?
I
No,
converted
Because he
actually,
knows he would like
actually,
it. And
I got a better email address. Warren uses fisherpricehardware@gmail.com.
Yeah, that's a good email address.
No, that's silly. No,
We
that's
better-
silly.
What? You can
we
wall
better-
garden a phone.
register that email address before we publish this episode. We don't want anybody stealing it.
Oh, there you go. Well, I had converted one of my Pixel devices to the blind Android users, so I could do stuff on there. Maybe I could throw
Yeah.
CSR
Well,
on
put it
there.
on. Play with it.
I don't know. Nah.
Why
but
not?
really, I really like what it can do, and
But
I'm
if it's
hoping-
not,
I'm hoping
What's-
though that
what's your
the
objection?
prudence will do it.
I think
What's your
I think
objection,
Warren is scared because Google is making Fisher Price hardware. What if my hardware explodes?
yeah, it might
Oh
melt.
my god.
Yeah, but what's your objection? Like, you've got nothing sensitive on the phone, so why won't you put it on?
I just never trusted it, and so, well,
No,
maybe
that's
one of
fine.
these
If there's
days I
something
might.
sensitive on the phone, yeah.
No, nothing. There's nothing sensitive on that phone.
Oh yeah. So why don't you put it on?
Yeah, I may think about putting it on. So
You
if you
should.
guys start seeing a flurry of messages on our email account, then it's coming from the confused stuff.
No,
Excellent.
there is something very sensitive. That is Deborah's number.
Ah, come on,
No,
Austin, you can't do that. Come on,
A little bit of Deborah on my mind.
You can't do that. Doggone it.
CSR is like got Warren in the friend zone. It's like he doesn't want to put it on his phone because it's like hanging out with this girl that you have a crush on that will
my
never like
gosh.
you. So it's like, why even bother? It's just gonna make things harder on you. Like, just try to pretend
I
it
think-
doesn't exist.
I think it's almost the reverse. It's like he knows she would like him. She's not as attractive as the girl he thinks she wants,